Hello guys, welcome to another Corbett Gaming Achievement walkthrough. This is the Skulls and Terminals, including the Cortana terminal in Halo 3 for Master Chief Collection. First off, we have the Blind Skull. This is right near the beginning of Sierra 117. Just head out to the water's edge, look down over the edge, and you'll see this skull sitting on a rock. Pretty easy to find this one. Next up, we have the Iron Skull. This is at the end of Sierra 117, in this area where you fight all the Covenant, all the brutes and everything. You're just going to head around the right-hand side here, use these boxes to jump up onto this back ledge, and follow this ledge all the way around to the back corner of this building, and you'll find the Iron Skull sitting in a little cranny right around the corner. This is also where you get outside of the map to go get the one of the Primate Easter egg achievements on this level. Next up is the Black Eye Skull. This is at the very beginning of Crow's Nest. Just use those scaffoldings to hop up onto this pipe up here, grab the skull. And next up we'll have the Grunt Birthday Party Skull, which is also in the Crow's Nest. In this tunnel where you fight all the little flying buggers, at the end of the tunnel, instead of dropping all the way down, just carefully inch your way off the ledge, and you'll drop onto this middle tunnel below you that you wouldn't normally, and you'll find the Grunt Birthday Skull right at the end of it. Next up we have the Tough Luck Skull on Tsavo Highway. In this first tunnel you come through right before the gap in the bridge. This bridge has a couple gaps in it, but this is before the very first one. You're going to head down the hill to the left here and jump around on these little concrete edges to this support beam. And back at the back here you'll see a cliff off to the left that you can jump up onto, and you'll grab the skull. Next up is the Catch Skull on the Storm level. When you very first come outside, you're going to want to make sure that you don't attack the Wraith. For some reason, attacking the Wraith there can actually despawn this skull. So just drive your Warthog straight over to this pillar and use it to crouch jump up onto the pillar, and you'll get the skull. You'll see that I died here, but I was more concerned about getting the skull on my first try than staying alive and looking like I'm all MLG doing this for you guys. Next up on Floodgate, this is at the very beginning of the level. When you come down the hill, shoot that flood form right up on top of the building to the right, and he'll drop the skull. Make sure you shoot him when he's on the edge of the building and not before he reaches the edge, so he doesn't drop it up on top of the building. Next up we have the first terminal. This is on the Arc level. This is when you very first enter the first building. Head into that door to the left and you'll find the terminal. Now, these terminals are pretty long. I'm actually fast forwarding here, and you're actually in real time going to be at this terminal for like around 30 seconds in order to get it to progress to the hidden message. When you see the screen flash red and it starts moving again, when it stops and you get more text, then that's when you actually unlock the achievement. And there is an achievement for getting all 7 of these terminals, so make sure that you go all the way to the end for all 7 of them. And when you get the last one on the Halo level, you'll get a secret message from Mendicant Bias and an achievement. Next up is the Famine Skull on the Arc level. Over on the side of the level here, it's not really the normal path of travel. There's this platform that doesn't really have anything going on it, except there's a couple of ghosts that spawn underneath. And this is in between the first building and the second building. So before you go into the next building where the next terminal is, you're going to want to do this grenade jump up here, and that will allow you to reach this skull. Next up, when you enter that building and activate the light bridge, just do a 180 and you'll find the terminal. From now on, I'm going to be skipping forward on these terminal sequences rather than watching the whole thing so that it doesn't make this video too long. And what we're going to have next is the Cowbell Skull in Terminal 3. When you get into this area where you fight the scarab outside, go into the small building and grab that gravity lift. Then head into the larger building, and underneath this walkway right here, you'll find the third terminal in this small room off to the side. And just after that terminal, you're going to find the Cowbell Skull. What you're going to want to do is that gravity lift that you picked up outside where the scarab fight is located, you're going to bring that with you, and on this ramp that you come to in this building shortly after the terminal, you're going to throw that gravity lift down, and it will allow you to launch yourself up to this upper ledge where the skull is located. On the Covenant level, the very first building you enter, you're going to find terminal number 4 just over to the left-hand side here on the upper level. Just use those boxes to hop up here. If they've gotten knocked around during your fighting, then you can just come over here from the elevator before you go up. And when you very first reach the part where you get the Hornet, go ahead and take out that Phantom that you fight right there, or just wait for it to move on. Head over to this building to the right. You don't actually do anything in this building. It's not part of the progression through the level, but you will find both the skull and the terminal in this building. The skull, as you can see, is right out on that upper platform. It's the Thunderstorm skull. And then head down the ramp and go like you would be going into the building, and you'll find the terminal just around the corner. Next up on the Covenant, we have terminal number 6. This is in the next building you enter, where you fight the 2 hunters in the bottom room of the building. In the same room as the hunters, on the second floor on the right-hand side from where you enter, rather than the left like terminal 4, on the right-hand side you'll find terminal number 6. And finally on the Covenant, we have the I Would Have Been Your Daddy skull. In this room at the end of the level with all the glowing rings, what you're going to want to do is clear out all the enemies, activate the light bridge at the end, head back to the beginning of the room, killing all the flood on the way there. And once you've done that, from where you're standing at the beginning of the room, count the rings, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, starting from where you are, the 7th one being the last one by the light bridge. And you're going to want to jump through the rings in the following order. Ring number 4, ring number 6, ring number 5, ring number 4, ring number 5, ring number 3, and ring number 4. So it goes 4, 6, 5, 4, 5, 3, 4. That's a total of 7 rings that you jump through. When you do that, you will spawn the I Would Have Been Your Daddy skull on this bridge up here. Go ahead and run back up there and grab it, and you'll get the I Would Have Been Your Daddy skull. For the Cortana level, we're going to have the Tilt Skull. In this large room you come to about midway through the level. Look towards the exit where you're supposed to head to, and before you go there, turn to the left and hop up onto that little pillar, and then use that to start platforming up onto these mushroom / fungus type flood form bits and pieces here, and use those to climb up to the top of the room. And up above the middle platform you'll find the skull sitting in a pile of disgusting mess. And in that same exact room, once again facing the exit, to get your bearings, you're going to take a right and then another right down the ramps, and you'll be underneath the middle platform, and this is where the Cortana terminal is located. This terminal is not related to the other 7 in the game, but it does give an achievement. And finally, on the Halo level, the last mission of the game, at the very beginning of the level, you'll be coming down this cave. Go ahead and check this first little cranny to the right, and you'll find the final skull of the game, the Mythic Skull. And keep on going down the hill, and when you see these big structures in front of you, don't drop off. Instead, take another right, head down this little corridor, and you'll find this last terminal to your left. The first time you access this terminal, you'll receive the 2 achievements, the one for accessing it and the other one for accessing all 7. And then if you access the terminal again, if you're on Legendary difficulty, you'll also get the secret message from Mendicant Bias. If you're not on Legendary difficulty, you'll need to restart the level again on Legendary difficulty in order to see this secret message. Here I'm just showing you this final achievement and secret message from Mendicant Bias because I was playing on normal for the collectibles and had to reload the level on Legendary to see this hidden message. That's it for all the collectibles on Halo 3. I hope you folks enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.